Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life. So what does food mean to you? Well, join me this week. My special guest is Chef Andrea Congiusta, and he's going to talk about everything pasta. So we're going to get some great tips from a great chef on pasta. And I just wanted to remind everyone that we are now in holiday mode and we are starting to release the holiday guides. The holiday guides are where I get to research and review a lot of great products that I found and I bring to the attention of my listeners for products that you can use not only on your holiday table, but also as some unique and really nice gifts instead of giving the usual, tie or socks or pajamas. A lot of these gifts are different gifts that you might not always find, and some most of them are really, really nice gifts, very unique, not only for adults, but for kids, for your pet. There's some gifts, techie things. We have fashion, beauty, skincare, home, garden. So we have I have found lots of interesting products, and I'm going to give a shout out to some of the products. Some of the companies are also providing a special code for my listeners, so when you go to order the product, you will get a special offer when you put in the code. So the first product, it's become one of my favorites. It's called BlueToby.com, and it's actually a sustainable but yet orthopedic superior bed for your dog. And if you join my Instagram account on Maria Liberati, you will see videos of my dogs kind of sparring over who gets to be on the Blue Toby bed. If you go to BlueToby.com and put in the code Maria, that's all capital letters, Maria, you will get a special offer. And the next product, it's called Zlumber. That's Z and Lumber, ZLUMBER. It's at Zlumber.com. And it's a really great product for the home. Helps to keep bed making simple and easy and to keep your sheets nice and neat on the bed. It's a really great invention. And if you go to Zlumber, that's ZLUMBER.com, and put in the code Maria Show, all capital letters, you will also get a special offer for that product. It makes a nice product. Also a nice gift for someone as well. And, a designer that's become one of my favorites, he's a New York designer, Patrick Cupid, there are two products of his in my holiday guides. And one is this beautiful bag called a Bruel, BRUEL bag, and also a scarf, which is great to tie around the bag, or you can wear it as a scarf. So that's Patrick Cupid. You can just go to patrickcupid.com, and I will be sharing a reel with the bag and scarf on Instagram. So just follow me on Instagram and you will see these products live on Instagram. And another product, which is actually for beauty and hair care. I have such long hair and my hair is really thick, but it's really dry and it's really hard to take care of. I have to be really careful with what products that I use or my hair just gets really frizzy. And a great hair dryer is the Nikki Clark Ionic Air Dryer Pro. It's just wonderful. It does not dry out your hair, and it's just a great product. The Nikki Clark Ionic Air Dryer Pro. So just go to Nikki Clark, that's Nicy, Clark is CLARKE. And you can find the Ionic Hair Dryer Pro, and you'll see it in my gift guide. And you'll also see it soon on an Instagram reel. So that's another product that I think makes a great gift for someone if you want to give a special type of a blow dryer for someone. That's a great, definitely a really good quality blow dryer. And since we're also talking about beauty, I found this really very interesting bracelet and let's see, necklace and scarf at worldfinds.com. If you go there, worldfinds.com, you'll find some really interesting designs, makes a really unique gift for somebody that likes fashion and really who does not like fashion. So you can go there, worldfinds.com. As mentioned, you can find it in my gift guide, and you'll also get to see a reel on Instagram soon before the holidays. So go to Maria Liberati on my Instagram account. And I just want to also mention before we get to our interview, if you are in the Doylestown, Pennsylvania area or in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, I will be doing a book signing at the Bucks County Author Fair at the Doylestown Free Library in Doylestown, Pennsylvania this Saturday, November 9th from 10:30 to 1 p.m. Stop by and say hi. Love to meet you. So please stop by and say hi. And on November 16th, I will be continuing my Taste of Italy tour. We'll be doing a cooking class on Venice, on specialties from Venice, on November 16th from 11 to 12:30 at the Bucks County Community College Continuing Education Department. The registration is limited, but you can call the Bucks County Community College in Newtown, Pennsylvania, and register for the class as long as spaces are available. So please call. Would love to see you there too. Sizzle in the kitchen with me and my Gourmand World Award-winning book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking. Unleash your inner chef and transform your meals into Italian masterpieces. Get your copy today of The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Da Vinci Style, and The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, and taste the passion of Italy. You can get your copies on Amazon.com, at marialiberati.com, at artoflivingprimamedia.com, on Kindle, and anywhere books are sold. And my special guest today is Andrea Congiusta. He's a chef and a restaurateur. He's actually just opened a restaurant also in Charleston, South Carolina, called Legame. And but it's pasta month all month, National Italian American month. And so we're going to be talking a lot of pasta today with Andrea. I know he's going to share some tips for us. And Andrea, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you.
You too. So I know we're talking all about pasta, and I know you were going to give some tips on pasta al uovo. That
Yeah,
for anybody that doesn't know, so that's the pasta made with eggs.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
yes.
I think it's one of the biggest trend right now in the US. Like I've seen so many places opening new opening with this recipe, which is essentially the pasta that is not dry that we usually use in Italy. There are different recipes for fresh pasta. If you go more south in Italy, just like pasta with water and semolina, but the most common is the one with eggs that you can actually fill with different fillings inside.
Yes.
So fillings inside, yeah, and I think it's very interesting because you can play a lot with that. I mean, you can give taste outside with a sauce, but also something inside that gives like the different taste instead of the classic regular dry pasta. So I think is the pasta that's more interesting right now for chefs because you can play a lot with that. One of the new recipe we were working a lot on before the opening of our restaurant was the one with fillet with goat cheese and herbs.
Uh-huh.
So it's actually you can play more with that. For example, in this dish we have the goat cheese filling with different herbs inside, dill, tarragon, and parsley. And outside we toast the pasta in a mushroom ragu, so different kind of seasonal mushrooms. And we serve the pasta with a paste made with pecan nuts and toasted butter, and a gel made with roasted onions. So as I said, like a different construction of the recipe, more interesting than maybe like the classic pasta that are for sure very good, like for example the carbonara. But you can play more with that kind of recipes, so very interesting right now.
Yes, and it's so much better than dried pasta too. So delicious. So what were you started mentioning carbonara. So you were going to tell us about I guess a recipe and there's like a history behind carbonara.
Absolutely. So I'm from Rome, so I take carbonara very seriously
Yes.
because the origins are from Rome, and it's very interesting that the story behind that comes like is connected somehow with with the USA.
Mhm.
So essentially was the kind of recipe burned like after the World War II, where the American influence came in Italy. And like the classic breakfast that was like egg and bacon. And for us, pasta, as you know, is a staple, very fundamental. So some chefs, they were kind of mixing that ingredient with pasta,
Uh-huh.
and the version became like the real version, the one with guanciale, eggs, and pecorino.
Uh-huh.
These are with pepper, are just like the ingredients of the our carbonara, the real one.
Uh-huh.
And just because like in Rome, we always use guanciale, which is a cured pork cheek, instead of
Yes.
using bacon. The eggs, of course, the same, and the addition of a tasty pecorino cheese, which is like very important in Rome, and that's how the carbonara was born.
Yes, definitely. We didn't mention it here, but I know it's become so popular, cacio e pepe.
Oh
That's a,
yeah,
yeah, that's like a big, and people don't realize how, well, it's simple, but it's hardly any ingredients, but you really have to know how to put it together, right?
absolutely. So we are talking about another staple of the Roman cuisine,
Yes.
and essentially we have four pasta which are very popular now all over the world. These four pasta, like the most popular, we also have other, but more kind of uh, mm, not well-known recipes. For these four well-known recipes, we start with the cacio e pepe, which is just like pecorino pepper and pasta water, and that was a very old recipe for um, mm, like it was kind of a snack pasta, like boiled pasta seasoned with all these very rich ingredients like pecorino and pepper that usually was eaten by with the ants when it was like working like in the fields or stuff like that.
Yes.
And then the addiction of guanciale becomes gricia.
Uh-huh.
And if you add eggs, becomes carbonara. Into gricia, if you add tomato sauce, becomes amatriciana. So essentially the same base with a few very rural and strong ingredients become four different versions of pasta.
Yes, yes. And that has become so popular now. So,
Absolutely.
yes. What about, I know we were going to talk about pasta with seafood and different stocks and how to make it creamy without using cream.
Yeah, maybe for the same concept that I said before about classic pasta that we have in Rome. In Italy, we don't use that many ingredients on pasta, or actually, our cuisine is based on a very few natural, good taste ingredients mixed together without adding any other taste or actually covering the taste. We very appreciate the natural flavor of the ingredients you use in every recipe. So for fish pasta, for us, when we go to eat fish, which is like one of the main reason why we go in restaurants in Italy, like you kind of celebrating the fact of going in a restaurant and eating very uh, great fish, and we celebrate the very rich taste of the fish.
Uh-huh.
So essentially, for pasta with fish, we use stocks that we make in house. You can like if you imagine like pasta with vongole, another recipe that is very simple. uh, just you make a stock with the clams and you use the pasta, cooking half of the minutes in the boiling water, the half in the stock,
Uh-huh.
having a reduction of that stock. You get all the richness of the clams, saltiness of the sea, the fishness of the clams. Essentially, for every single fish recipe that fish pasta recipe that we have, we make stocks. For example, like for pescatora, you can have like a fish stock, shrimp stock,
Uh-huh.
bisque. So you're gonna reduction. You
Yeah.
don't cook the pasta for all the time that he needs in the pasta cooker, but you finish the pasta in the stocks and in the pan with some garlic, some extra virgin olive oil, some different kind of aromas inside.
Uh-huh.
The reduction and the gluten of the starch of the pasta gives the thickness that you need to dress completely all the pasta. And also with that process that it calls risottatura, which means like cook the pasta like a risotto.
Also.
You reduce the stock, you concentrate all the taste in the sauce for the pasta, and you get a very well dressed pasta without using any cream, butter, which usually are the component that you use to give creaminess and thickness to the pasta.
Yes, yes, that's great. I know I've been to restaurants where they think they use so much cream and they you don't really have to use it. You can make pasta so creamy that way. How about risotto? Can you tell people like some tips on getting it to the perfect texture?
Absolutely. In Italy, we see risotto pretty much like pasta, so it's a first course for us, which is
Yeah.
very important. Depends from the place you are in Italy. You have different recipes with risotto that usually they replace like the first course of pasta, because of course it's always carbohydrates. So we change a little bit, like instead of having everyday pasta, because in Italy it's very common to have pretty much everyday pasta. Risotto can be different things. Like risotto in north is the classic one, and you that we are talking about, so very creamy. If you go a little bit more south in the center, you start to see like fried rice bowl or just like baked rice. So something that changed, it goes like a little drier going down to the south.
Yes.
For the real risotto, the creamy one that comes from Lombardia, because like it's very well known for the production of rice.
Yes.
Um, the first important thing there is a very like precise process that you cannot change. So that you start with toasting the rice in the pan without any fats. Some people they add onions and extra virgin olive oil or butter for this part, but I prefer to keep it clean. You put some salt when it's very like after 2 minutes when it's very hot. You add a cold liquid to bring the starch again all over all the rice, because like the shock that it receives from the toasting process, we need to release again all the starch all over the grains. So we
Uh-huh.
use usually cold wine to bring down the temperature, and then you keep cooking the risotto with a very hot boiling stock. So you don't never stop the cooking process of the rice. At the end, like close to the 75% of the procedure, you start to get more creaminess from the natural starch of the rice.
Right.
And after like 15 minutes usually, that's the moment when the rice is ready. You let it rest for 1 minute, and you have some very cold butter and parmesan depending on the recipe that you have. For example, the classic one with saffron, you just infuse
Oh, yeah.
the saffron in the stock,
Uh-huh.
and at the end you just season the rice with butter and parmesan and salt. Usually, sometimes you can add some vinegar or a touch of lemon juice just to balance the sweetness of the risotto.
Oh, that's very interesting. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. I'll have to try that. That's great. Andrea, thank you so much for all. I think we talked about, yes, everything. Oh, you were going to tell us some modern pasta, some things about like modern pasta. Any tips on, modernizing, I guess, some pasta dishes?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think in right now, like with a new wave of new chefs, um, you can play more with pasta, like the classic way that we were talking about, like classic tips that, for of course, are very important, and we all love pasta, classic pasta. But you can play a lot with even if pasta is very well known and classic, you can play a lot with that.
Uh-huh.
I think like the addiction of, for example, infused oils or cold toppings on the top of pasta, something that makes, like the little pop, the little kick that you need to keep going eating pasta. I can make an example on a pasta that we have right now in the menu here in Legami Charleston. It's a pasta made with mussels, king crab, and it's topped with some confit lemon meat, like lemon confit lemon. So essentially, like the confit lemon give like the acidity, also the sweetness to keep going with the pasta. We start with an oil base, which is garlic and an extra virgin olive oil, some chili flakes, and we cook the pasta with the two stocks, one of the crab, one from the mussels. We add again all the fish meat at the end, some herbs inside, and when we plate that, we top with this lemon, which is clean, and let it rest in a syrup of sugar and water. That means that you have the kind of sweet and sour pop, and also brings down the acidity of the strong acidity of the lemon. So we put that at the end on the top of the pasta. Every bite that you get, maybe you get a kind of a pop of acidity, also the sweet and sour taste. So just like you can play a lot even with cold ingredients on pasta. The recipes we just like top the pasta with, for example, basil oil. That's a different way to give an aroma to the pasta. You can feel like the basil more strong in every bite instead of just like using the leaves. Or for example, the cappelletti I was talking about at the beginning. We put the cold paste of pecan butter at the base. So essentially, you get these ingredients like some kicks during the eating the dish.
The dish, definitely. That's great. Thank you so much for all those tips on pasta and much success with your restaurant. So it's called Legami.
Yeah, Legami, and that's
Legami.
opened by the Washington State Hospitality Group that I work for.
Yes.
And we are very happy of this restaurant. We're working a lot to make it happen, and
And
we're
that
very
word means, I forget what it means in Italian. I know it has a meaning, Legami.
yeah.
It
It
means
means
connected or connections,
connections.
right? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially the story behind that the owners of the Washington Street Hospitality, they were related with the owners of the other owners that we have investors for this restaurant, because
Uh-huh.
like the one of the owners is a cousin of the other one, and that was just the first connection. Then we think that food is essentially something that may connects the people. And that's why we decided to base the menu on some small bites and just like to remind the connection that is very important for us in food.
With food. Yes, great. Well, much success with that restaurant. It's in Charleston,
Thank you.
South Carolina, if anyone is out there in our listening audience. Thank you so much for being here. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for inviting me, and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Embark on a culinary journey with me and my Gourmand World award-winning book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking. Discover the secrets to authentic Italian dishes that will wow your family and friends. Bring the essence of Italy to your table. Grab your copy of The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, Holidays and Special Occasions, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking Da Vinci Style, and The Basic Art of Italian Cooking at Amazon.com and anywhere books are sold, along with MariaLiberati.com and ArtofLivingPrimaMedia.com. Thanks for listening to the Maria Liberati Show, and thanks to my special guest, and as always, my producer, Britton Roselle. And I just wanted to mention a few more products from the holiday gift guides. Again, you can find the holiday guides at themarialiberattishow.com and marialiberati.com. You'll find some more information. Actually, you'll find my reviews on these products. As I mentioned, I've gotten to try them out, and the products that I thought were products I want to bring to my listeners' attentions, I've done the reviews on both of those blogs that I mentioned, marialiberati.com and the marialiberattishow.com. So for your pet, there is bone broth for your dog, and my dog just loves this product. It's called fervorpet.com. That's FURVOR pet.com. A wonderful skincare product that I found. It's really great for your skin. It's all natural, and it's called Bell Essence. and that's bellessence.com. So it's BELESSENCE. And I did find a light therapy mask called Happy Soul. That's Happy SOL. And you can find that online also. And let's see, for home, I've also found the Earth Foam Organic Pillow. There's nothing like it to give you a relaxing night's sleep. The Earth Foam Organic Pillow, and you can find that online and also in my holiday guide. And for the kids, this is so cute. It's called Hey Buddy, Hey Pal, Tremendous Decoration. So it's a kit where the kids can design their own tree ornaments, and you could do it together with them. It's made so that you can do it as a family. Also, you can decorate ornaments for your tree. That's Hey Buddy, Hey Pal, Tremendous Decorations. So check that out. You can find that online and on my guide. And as I mentioned, a lot of these products will be in a quick reel on my Instagram, so you'll see them also. And until next week, peace, love, and pasta.